25 years of bold and fearless journalism. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. This bulletin is coming to you live from the Joy 99.7 FM studios here in Kukumlemle. It's live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across the country, including ATL FM in Cape Coast, Radio Max in Takrady, and around the world at myjoyonline.com. In this edition, hundreds of residents of Domfase in Gassat municipality deserted their homes after military invasion after two soldiers were wounded in bloody dispute there.
The leader didn't ask our president to find out, what am I doing? Am I a criminal or what? I came here on my own. They didn't ask. What they do is that they just keep on beating me.
We get the latest from our reporter on the ground. Trade Ministry officials take inspection of foreign traders' documentation exercise to the Ashanti regional capital Kumasi and lock up several shops.
I can tell you that about 5 or 6 shops who had previously registered to the level of GIPC, all the taxes involved on it, their shops were still locked.
We hear from some foreign traders who are accusing government of mistreatment. Also in the bulletin, we continue our checks on the infrastructure projects undertaken by government. We'll take you to the Upper East region where residents say a 120-bed housing unit set to be under construction has been abandoned. And later tonight, new segment of PM Express Manifesto Tracker comes off on the Joy News channel with the creative arts sector in focus in sports.
Former Black Stars skipper Samojan open to offers from local class so long as his demands are met.
And later, as government's hot meal for students program garners mixed reactions, we'll hear from the National School Feeding Program Coordinator who is asking caterers to provide only nutritious food to the school children.
Even the banku, I encourage them also to use soya to blend with what? With the cassava dough, corn dough, and make it a highly nutritious and fortified banku.
That's and more ahead in this package. I am Emefa Apawu. Thanks for your company. In our very first story, hundreds of residents of Domfase in the Gassat municipality have deserted their homes after armed soldiers stormed the community as a group of unidentified men and community leaders brutalized 2 uniformed military men over a long-standing land dispute. 2 military men were wounded while 2 civilians sustained gunshot wounds in a fight over the land in the area. The soldiers were allegedly deployed to the area to protect a parcel of land. The Mpuniahene of Achim Apija is claiming ownership of that particular land. Listen to one of the soldiers who was brutalized and has been recounting his ordeal yesterday.
They came to us, come and attack us, say that we came here voluntarily. We didn't come here by assignment. We are no soldiers. Master, as I'm telling you, I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier. I can show you my ID card, your name and your command. I'm a set of the deployment. I'm in headquarters. Because I'm not doing criminal work. What I'm doing is illegal work. So you can send me to wherever you want to send me, you can send me. My major concern is that the people didn't ask anything. The leader didn't ask our president to find out, what am I doing? Am I a criminal or what? I came here on my own. They didn't ask. What they do is that they just keep on beating me. Meanwhile, the leader came there and he informed me that we are not criminals. We didn't come there illegal. So if you have anything, answer patient, lead us to the chief or wherever you lead us, then you continue. But they met us on the way and started beating us. Me, as you are beating me, I've not done anything wrong.
Well, today, Joy News checks indicated military personnel were searching homes, still looking for suspected culprits who assaulted their colleagues. Already, some suspects are reported to have been rounded up in the early hours of today. My colleague Roland Walker is in the community. He joins us with the very latest. Roland, we understand all men in the Domfase community have fled to surrounding villages following the incident. Now, describe to us the current situation in the town.
Now, I'm in the middle of the Domfase community, a community that is bordered by various farming villages or communities. So it's made up of just normal Ga indigenous people and settlers as well as other Equiapim members who have been able to throng here to make sure that they help the adjoining farming communities to undertake work. Now, following the incident, it looks like the emptiness is being felt, apart from a couple of military personnel I can sight in front of me, as well as some military vehicles. It looks like nobody is here. The few women as well as children that are cited apparently were not around when the incident happened about 24 hours ago. They seem to have only come back from various destinations they were out of town from, and so had met the incident.
Okay.
I talked to them. Many of them did indicate that there was a long-standing dispute, as you already had narrated, not only about that particular land, but a number of lands or acres or acreages of land that is owned by individuals again in the community.
We'll talk about the 2 military men that were wounded, but we know some persons have been rounded up. Are you able to tell us how many exactly and where they are?
We're currently told that in excess of some 20 men had been rounded up. Indeed, before that swoop was undertaken by the military personnel, they had also used a helicopter to come and undertake some surveillance or
It appears we just lost my colleague Roland Walker. Roland, are you still there with us? It appears we've lost Roland Walker. We'll get back to Roland Walker, but I've also been joined on the phone by the Member of Parliament for the area, Sophia Akwaku. We're grateful for your time here, Madam, on the Midday News. So we understand you were in the area yesterday when the chiefs addressed the news conference on the matter. What exactly is your understanding of the situation?
Well, I think that the chief petitioned me on the issue. And they told me they had petitioned the Interior Minister, the police headquarters, the regional police, and then the Flagstaff House. And they personally went to see the First Lady, Madame Rebecca. And they petitioned the Guard Chief, the English Chief, and then the St. Chief. So when they petitioned me, I told them if they had called me earlier or petitioned me earlier, I would have made a statement on the floor of Parliament so that to petition the Speaker to get involved. But since they didn't do it early, we're going to rise on Friday. We're speaking on Wednesday. So I don't know what to do. So they said they were going back.
Okay.
They will come back and give me a petition. So they brought a petition on Friday, 2 p.m. So when I got the petition, it was a bit late because I couldn't even take the statement form. So I asked them that what next do we do? Then they said they did a press conference 2 weeks ago, but it didn't get anywhere. Nobody heard of them. If they want to do another one, so if I can help them with the press men. So
Madam Sophia Akwaku, fast forward, this is a litigation between the traditional leaders there and their traditional council. Are you able to tell us why the military is involved in this matter?
Well, I can't speak to that because I think what happened was that yesterday, when we went to the site and were coming back, after the chiefs and myself, we left to the press conference ground. They brought 2 military guys. But one of them claimed that he was not a military guy. There were 2. The other one said he was a military guy. He's the dark one. But the other one said he was not a military guy. So I think when he said he was not a military guy, the guys who were bringing them to the chief started beating him on the way before they brought him to the chief. So when they brought him, I suggested that we should send them to the police station or send them to the hospital. Then the chief said they had called the MC because they petitioned the Kotoku police, and the police said they were not going to come because they don't fall under them. So they should go to Amanfu. So they have called the MC. The MC is on the way coming.
Okay.
So until the MC get there, then they will know what to do.
I'm sure you're playing a role in all this. We are told that most of the men in the town have fled the area because of a military invasion. What exactly is the situation as you know it?
Well, what I heard was that this morning they brought another batch again. There are troops of military men coming with buses. They are arresting the women and the children and the old ladies. And I don't know why they are arresting these women. So I can't tell what they are looking for. Because according to one of the women, this dawn, they came to her room, they opened her wardrobe, they opened her suitcases. Another also said they came to her bedroom, they went to her bathroom. So I don't really know what they are looking for. And I don't know the instructions that have been given to them. So I think that I don't want us to interrupt in it. They should do all their investigation and what they are looking for. But I only plead with them that the youth, not really the youth, let's say the young ones, like between the ages of 7 to like 10, 11, 12, and then the aged that are being humiliated, they should really, look at it again. because they are vulnerable. The agent, for instance, the Obom Imam that was arrested, this man is about 78 years. What can he do in this matter?
Okay. Well, we're grateful for your time. That's the MP for Domia Braubum, Sophia Akwaku. Thankfully, Roland Walker has joined us back on the line. So, Roland, you're going to tell us about the persons that have been rounded up and what you've been able to pick up in terms of the numbers and where they are.
So the people have been able to tell me that they picked up the leaders of the community of about 30 villages who were undertaking the press conference, as well as a number of young men who number around 20. Now, we also are being told that apparently it looks like it's not only a dispute between the two parties over land that also belonging to the action chief, but also a number of military personnel possibly could be owning some plots around here, and that is why there's a certain vast interest of some high-ranking military officials, and so the deployment of the personnel subsequently over the period. Indeed, we're told that it's not the first time that they had seen a number of the personnel who will be deployed on that land I've already gone to see was being graded at the time. When
but in your rounds, Roland, have you heard from the Ghana Armed Forces on this issue? Because we've been trying from here, it's been unsuccessful.
No, so far I've been able to make a light-hearted conversation with at least two of the officers who were heading the team here. They are very much reluctant to review any sort of information. Apart from that, they have the directive that they have to deploy the number of men. When I came here, I put a history estimate to the personnel who now have dwindled in numbers to about 40, 50 of them. But now I can see about just 10 or 11 or 15 about.
Thank you very much. And that's my colleague Roland Walker. He's been there all morning following that situation for us. This is the Midday News. You're on Joy 99.7 FM. Let's take a quick tour to the Ashanti region now, in the capital Kumasi, where the Committee of Foreigners in Retail Trade under the Trade Ministry is inspecting GIPC documentation of foreigners trading in the Swami Magazine Artisanal Hub. Shops of traders who have not complied with the GIPC Act are being locked up. Now, the committee says they had earlier, 8 months ago, given the traders time to comply with the directives of the Investments Pact. But some traders who spoke to Love News have accused government of unfairly targeting them.
I'm telling you that they have made it very clear that Ghana government don't want we Nigerians here in Ghana again. Because when you're talking about registration, I can tell you that about 5 or 6 shops who had QV registered to the level of GIPC pay all their duly dues, all the taxes involved on it. Their shops were still locked. Then the majority of those shops they locked have registered with Register General, registered with Internal Ghana Revenue Authority, have their resident permit, and pay all the necessary taxes. But say their shops were locked. Even though there is some of them maybe whom you can say that their resident permits have just expired.
Love FM's Prince Apia joins us on the line. He's been monitoring the exercise. So how many shops have been locked so far, and are these traders complying with the necessary documentation?
So as of now, we can't tell the number of shops that have been locked up, but yesterday the Nigerian traders leaders say 41 of them were locked up as of yesterday, but today they are still in the process, and few minutes ago 2 shops were locked up when we were following the team. But I should say that the leadership will continue this exercise from now till Friday when they will end this particular process.
Now, you've been speaking to the spokesperson of the Nigerian traders who's been raising concerns about renewal of their residence permit. What more did he say?
Yeah, what he was saying is that currently they are unable to renew their permits, and they don't understand why that has become an issue. Anytime they go, they tend to give them excuses, and that is what they want authorities to come and address.
And I'm telling you, since this year, we are finding it very difficult to register to renew our resident permit. Since last year, November till now, to renew our resident permit is a very difficult, and I don't know the reason. Mainly for Nigerians. Whenever you send your passport to immigration, they will say, "Oh, Nigerian passport." They will not do anything. The passport will be lying there. They will not tell you. After paying everything, they will give it to you. I don't know whether it's deliberately. They're deliberately doing that just to harm us this time around. And that's the reason why majority of our people now will not able to renew their permit. But still, those who have renewed their permit, their shop were locked.
We can now hear from Nana Kwabena Pepra. He's a member of the Committee on Foreigners in Retail Trade and Other Trades Ministry.
What we are doing is that we have our investment laws in this country, which is the GIPC law. And then it spells out how a foreigner can apply and then be doing trading in Ghana. And then it also gives us how an indigent also can. I think you've seen so many institutions doing trading in Ghana, like Melcoms, the Matmats, and they are all doing retail trading. But they are all complying with our investment laws. So all what the committee is doing is that the committee is enforcing those laws.
You heard then Nana Kwabena Pepra. He's a member of the Committee on Foreigners in Retail Trade under the Trades Ministry. Back to Accra. The Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Hajia Alima Mahama, says allowances for assembly members have been increased. As you know, remuneration for assembly members has become a topical issue after former President John Mahama promised to pay assemblymen salaries if he's re-elected. While addressing the media when she took a turn at the Meet the Press series earlier today, the Minister also revealed government is giving more resources to district assemblies.
We have harmonized all the deduction assaults, including procurements at the DACL level, and transfers to MMDAs have now been increased. For example, in 2016, net transfer to MMDAs was 35.10%. In 2016, we increased it to 46.52%. In 2018, further increased to 53%, and 2019 increased further to 53.4%. So incrementally, we are transferring more resources to the district assembly. For example, Gansas has increased by 184%. Asunafu North has increased by 60%. West Akin has increased by 150%. Lower Manya Krobo Municipal Assembly has increased by 200%. German North has increased by 50%. New Jadov has increased by 100%. Nkwanta North 75%. Atiwa West 100%. Kowu West 200%. Santiago South 100%. And so minimum. Tema Metropolitan Municipal Assembly 100%. Ewotu Senior 100%. And I've attached it minimum.
Manuel Kranting is at that news conference. He joins us with more on this. Manuel, the minister also has been speaking about the proposed plan to hold district-level elections. Let's talk a bit more about it.
Yes, Emefa, she mentions that the failure of government to get that particular amendment of the Constitution to allow for political party participation in district-level election is one of the critical failures of the NPP government, but is keen to correct that if it is maintained as the ruling government come 2020 elections.
The federal government, that is Ghana and the Central government of the federal government, has sent out very strong signals that perhaps the appropriate time is now. While this may be a step in the right direction, it should be borne in mind that the step to make the local government system permanent cannot be taken without an amendment to the relevant constitutional constitution and consequential amendments to the local government act. The federal government of the Fourth Republic has sent out similar strong signals that it intends to have DCA elections. This is an inevitable consequence of any decision to make the local government system faster.
Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Hajia Alima Mahama. Now, coordinator of the National School Feeding Program, Dr. Mrs. Gertrude Kwashiga, has urged caterers under the school feeding program to only give nutritious food to school children, adding that would enable the children, especially the needy, to concentrate in class. The food being provided to the students has garnered mixed reactions. That's the one hot meal a day announced by the president. While some students have welcomed it, others have rejected it, citing the quality. But during a visit to some schools in the Volta region, Gertrude Kwashiga, noted that it was necessary for the children to be given nutritious food, just like the caterers will give to their children at home.
But what we came to see was that the kinky that was prepared, one was with egg, one was with fish. That's sardine, tin fish, which I think that one going to the teachers shows so much respect. And then the eggs for the children gives them the needed and the added protein that they needed in their bodies. Even the banku, I encourage them also to use soya to blend with what? With the cassava dough, corn dough, and make it a highly nutritious and fortified banku for the children. The children must eat enhanced banku.
Coordinator of the National School Feeding Program, thankfully, Dr. Mrs. Gertrude Kwashiga joins us on the line. We're grateful for your time. First of all, there are questions about the quality of the food being given. What are you doing to ensure it's of the highest quality? I've heard you talking about the caterers doing their best to ensure that the food is of high quality.
Yes, I think that's what you've heard, because we have a system in
So beyond talking about it, how are you ensuring that it happens?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're really enforcing, because we put the structures. And the structures is to make sure that they use what we have told them. And as you can see, this time around, there's a lot of stuff in season. And also, we have taught them how to use the soya and the soya chunks and the soya powder when necessary to actually enhance the food quality. So they know it. But we took them through all the trainings of hands-on and nutritional and innovative training that we give to them across the country. And the women are aware as to what to do at each time. The regional coordinators are also there to assist them, as well as their zonal coordinators in the various districts. So all these exercises are going on perfectly.
Well, one issue that came up also during our checks yesterday, we've also seen videos that have gone viral of these children being asked to say 4 more for Nana before they are handed the food, and then also the food packs being branded in MPP colors and that of parliamentary aspirants and all. Is it that you're working with these candidates? What exactly is the issue?
Actually, it came to our notice. And then we are working on that seriously. We are addressing it. We are working on it. It's not going to happen again. Yes.
But how did it happen in the first place? Is it that you are working with these?
We cannot be everywhere. You know, we are handling the 16 regions of Ghana and the 264 districts, you see. And we cannot be everywhere. For example, I'm in the Volta region right now, and I'm overseeing to 16 districts across the whole Volta region. We cannot be everywhere. We have people who are manning the other areas. And some of our women, they get so, I don't know how to put it. Either they are trying to be a bit intense, you see, and that is not accepted. We don't go by that. Our system does not go by that. We are feeding children of God, you know, and as we do, and we continue to do that, you know, we know what entails. We are grooming a society for tomorrow. And so the president's action of social intervention that is given to these children is so passionate and so holistic, and I don't think that will be accepted by anybody. Not if it's doing itself. No.
Okay. We're grateful for your time. That's Dr. Mrs. Gertrude Kwashiga. She's the coordinator of the National School Feeding Program. Our top stories in this package so far: hundreds of residents of Domfase in Gas South Municipality desert their homes after armed soldiers stormed the community after 2 soldiers were wounded in bloody land disputes there yesterday. When we return, we have sports, and then we continue our checks on the infrastructure project undertaken by government. We'll take you this time to the Upper East region, where residents say a 120-bed housing unit set to be under construction has been abandoned. And then later, the new segment of PM Express Manifesto Tracker comes off on the Joining channel with the creative arts sector in focus. Thanks for your company. Let's do sports. Hans Sando, what's the latest?
Now, former Black Stars keeper Samoa Gyan is hoping to offers from local clubs so long as his demands are met. Gyan has been without a club since leaving Indian side Northeast United last year. GFA Executive Council member Samuel Inimadu speaks for the player.
What I can tell you is that Samoa Gyan is ready to play for any club that can meet his conditions. If you know, Samoa Gyan is a World Cup winner, World Cup highest goal scorer in the continent of Africa. He's a living legend. He's Ghana's record goal scorer. He's scored. He's achieved a lot on the pitch and off the pitch. And you know the caliber or the quality of the player Samoa Gyan, and you want him you come well prepared. Why not? Even if it's young apostles, that can meet Asamoah's conditions. He will play. You understand me? He is ready to play. He went to India to play, and he was scoring. So Asamoah is ready to play for any club that can meet his conditions. There's nothing like that to mention here. But if you come to me to come to the team privately, we'll talk about that.
Executive Council member of the Ghana Football Association, Samuel Inimadu. That's your sport.
Thank you very much, Hans Mensah Ando. Now, join these checks after 120 housing units said to be under construction in the Talensi District Review's work has stalled for months. Residents say shortly after Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's town hall address on government's infrastructure projects, the contractors came to site to clear portions of the land after months of not showing up. Correspondent Albert Sori has more in the following report.
During Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's address on the delivery tracker, he said that 120 housing units are being constructed in the Upper East region. Now, that particular project is also listed on the delivery tracker as an ongoing project. This morning, I'm here at the project site at Pusinamongo, where the project is said to be ongoing. What we have found is that there is a signboard indicating the name of the project, which is the Rock Estates. And you will find that except for clearing of the land, some trees were here which have been cut down. There's also been some bulldozing of the area. But apart from that, nothing has been done.
It should be Thursday that they came to do this thing.
Thursday last week?
Yeah, Thursday last week that they came to do this thing. We were the first who cut these firewood. Apart from that, it was Monday that they promised us that they will come back. So I was here when the driver parked this machine. So the machine was on paper.
The bulldozer by the side of the road.
He came and then stuck it, but he did not move it to this line. So apart from that day, it was the day when it rains. So up to the day that I'm here, I did not see any person.
Before last Thursday, was anybody here to do anything whatsoever?
No, I haven't seen any person here.
And that's Albert Sori. He found that report. Now, later tonight, a new segment of the PM Express on the Joy News channel, dubbed Manifesto Tracker, is coming off. I can't wait. The head of our political desk, Evans Mensah, joins us on the line. We also have George Quay, because we are starting the whole thing with the creative arts sector. So they both join me on the line. First, Evans, let's talk about Manifesto Tracker.
So the Manifesto Tracker is essentially a program we designed to respond to what has become governance by manifesto. You've seen how the MPP has governed this country purely based on this 2016 manifesto, which means in 2020, manifesto scrutiny will have more significance than any other time in our history. And that's why we're bringing this. We're going to do a few things with each sector when we pick it. We're going to look at how it matches with the people's actual needs, cost elements, implementation, the outcomes are you seeking, what problems are you seeking to solve. So by the time we finish, we want to leave the audience with a proper informed sense of whether or not this promise actually addresses your needs, so they are informed in doing so. There are two versions of it. There's the PM Express one, which goes live tonight, and then there's a Super Morning Show version, which is in partnership with Imani Africa, which will be done every Thursday on the Super Morning Show. Of course, and I'm looking forward to partnering George Quay to do the creative sector bit.
Well, we look forward to that. That's the head of our political desk, Evans Mensah. And you'll be hosting a PMS Fest tonight, Manifesto Tracker, with George Quay. We're focusing on the creative arts. You want to catch that at 9 p.m. on the Joy News channel. And in the Upper East region, villagers in Dewo can now heave a sigh of relief after years of competing with cattle for drinking water. The community of over 500 people is one of 20 that Promasido Ghana Limited, producers of cowbell, is supporting with a borehole as part of the Joy News Safe Water project. Here's my colleague Justice Bedo with more.
Scenes of cows sharing water with human beings is a common sight in many parts of Ghana, especially in the north. Once upon a time, the villagers of Dewo used to share theirs with these animals.
Assuming you get up in the morning, you have to walk take about 300 meters, 50 meters, 70 meters before you access water. Surely, your productivity will go down.
Ma Duru has 8 children she is responsible for. She also has other children in the house that she takes care of. With no water, that is a tough job.
When we were not having the borehole, we used to share the stream with the cattle.
In February this year, Promasido Ghana Limited, producers of cowbell, found the story of Dewo, and as part of its 20-year celebration, decided to build this borehole here.
Cowbell has come to do a lot for the communities, and they are really happy. If you go there the way right now, when they are fetching the water, they are fetching the water with smiles.
They take good care of it. Now, when the women are washing, they would easily have water to do the washing.
And that's Justice Bedu with more from that Promasido Ghana Limited intervention following our Safe Water project here at Joy News. And just before we go, Gender Advocacy Group Alliance for Women in Media Africa, ALMA, is set to later this afternoon launch a report aimed at advocating for better working conditions, smoother career progression, and a safer working environment for women in the media industry. The report, dubbed Status of Women in the Ghanaian Media, providing evidence for gender equality and advocacy report, contains responses from interviews of 300 female media professionals across the 16 regions of Ghana. We'll get more on that later. And thanks for your company here on the Midday News. When we return from the short break, we have a living word, and you know that God gives us all talents and abilities to impact the world to His glory. There's more to discover by joining Pastor Mental Tabil for part 3 of the series, Gifts and Calling on Living Word, right after this.